Okay, I just finished watching Christmas on Cherry Lane, and I literally just started doing my review and then had to stop and delete it and start over again because I don't want to give any spoilers about anything, and I realized that I said something that probably gave a spoiler, so I'm starting over again. So, what I will say about this movie is that it is very ambitious. It's a very ambitious movie. It's ambitious in the fact that it's trying to tell three different stories and that it's trying to sort of weave people together and show us something about interconnectedness and family and how Christmas is wherever your family is, and it's not about a place, although a place can be very special. So I really appreciate that. Um, you can tell from the commercials that we're dealing with three different um, families. There's Jonathan Bennett and his husband, and but they've been wanting to adopt, and they get told that they're going to get a foster kid on Christmas Eve, and meanwhile their house is under construction. And the guy who's the contractor, I think his name is Quinn. He's pretty funny, but they're literally trying to finish the kitchen on Christmas Eve when they're planning to cook Christmas Eve dinner there, which is a lot. And so that their storyline I felt was a lot of fun. It was very sweet, but also a lot of fun. And then we have Catherine Bell and James Denton. So their storyline is that she's got two kids who are grown, and she tells them, "Hey, surprise! James Denton and I are going to get married." And these aren't spoilers because these things happen fairly soon in the movie. And um, I'm going to retire as a school principal, and we're going to move to Florida. And the kids are like, "The fuck? What is happening? Like, we don't want to move from here." Or the kids don't even live there, but they don't want mom to move because that's where they had all the Christmases with dad and stuff. So it's, they kind of are like, what can we do to like make mom not want to do this? And I found that storyline, I think, to be the silliest and maybe least rewarding because I don't know. I didn't find it incredibly believable. I can get your attachment to a house, but I didn't picture like grown kids being like, what little thing can, we do to. I don't know. They're just trying to make mom kind of like remember how great Christmases were there so that she just changes her mind. But, and it's also didn't feel very believable. The mom would drop that bomb on them on Christmas kind of thing. So that storyline I think was my least favorite. And then we have Aaron Cahill and John Brotherton, who are expecting a baby. Like she's 2 weeks away from having a baby, and it's Christmas Eve. And they kind of get bombarded with her family, but they're just in the middle of unpacking boxes and stuff on Christmas Eve. And that's that story. So, and which is, it's good. I like those two. I really like John Brotherton, and I hope to see him in a lot more stuff. But um, I don't know what to do about this movie. Like, it totally gave me genuine feels. I'm trying to picture how much Christmas is in it because I really don't know. I feel like they're trying to do so much that I don't know that they leave much room for Christmas to really, like where we have our Hallmark movies where there's, people making cookies and people caroling. There are some Christmas carols in here and stuff, but so it doesn't really to me have a lot of Christmas. It's almost like you could have made this at any other time of the year in a way. Um, I just don't know how successful they are in pulling off what they want to pull off because I guess they leave me feeling like um, I want maybe more information when the movie is over, but at the same time, I don't necessarily need it, but I find myself with questions at the end, which, for a Hallmark movie is pretty unusual because it's just usually like A, B, C, D. Here we are at the end, it's over. And, there's nothing left to like wonder about. And here, I feel like it's different because I feel like you kind of, in a way, drop in people's lives when they're going through a particular moment, and then, as opposed to the typical Hallmark happily ever after, while every story does end happily, I can't really explain to you why I'm left with questions without spoiling it, because I don't want to spoil it. So I'm going to have to leave it there, and I'm going to have to think about where I want to rate this as far as how I enjoyed it, because at the end of the day, how many iced peppermint mochas I'm going to give it is going to really depend on how much I enjoyed the movie. And because honestly, like, I would give the Jonathan Bennett storyline, like, I would give that like a solid 4, for example. But then I feel like the Catherine Bell James Denton one is like a 2.5. And then the John Brotherton Aaron Cahill one is, I don't know, a 3 or 2.75. So I don't know what to do with this information. And then add in the calculations of how much I appreciate the ambition of this project. So this is a complicated one. And I'll think about it. And then when I figure it out, when I'm doing my editing, I'll put it right here. And yeah, so please, I'm very, very extremely interested to know what other people thought about this movie. Um, yeah, so please, let me know in comments here on the Instagram if you're watching it on Instagram, on the YouTube if you're watching it on YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube and you want to like and subscribe and make my day, that would be amazing. But yeah, please let me know what you thought about this movie, because I'm dying to know. And yeah, as always, thanks for listening. Okay, bye.